You ready? I've been ready. What are we waiting for?
The boy is mine.
Let's go, Grizz! Let's go!
Oh, John Moran just broke the rim with that finish.
Defense, take that ball! Defense, take that ball!
Jared with a rejection.
Give me that!
Moran digs at it, knocks it away. Picked up by Pippen. Bob, Brandon Clark.
Ooh, on that rim!
Catch us if you can at Southland Casino Hotel and win your share of up to $1.8 million in free play and prizes. Join us for drawings every Saturday in May, June, and July. Each month, over 900 winners will take home free play or drive off in a new car or motorcycle. Be there for all 6 grand finale drawings and try to catch us if you can, only at Southland Casino Hotel. Must be 21 up. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
Grizz Nation, it's almost go time for the 2025-2026 Grizzlies season. There's no better way to tip off the season than the 3-game mini pack with 3 of the biggest matchups of the first 3 weeks of the season. Lock in your seats for opening night against the Pelicans, Halloween versus Luka, LeBron, and the Lakers, and Cooper Flagg's first trip to Memphis with the Mavericks. Visit grizzlies.com/packs to secure your pack today.
Live from the Built Ford Tough studio at FedEx Forum, it's the Gary Parrish Show, presented by Ortho South, on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Gary Parrish.
My name is Gary Parrish. I'm speaking to you from the Built Ford Tough studio, FedEx Forum, downtown Memphis. Ben Doyle right there producing the program. Glad he's with me. Glad you're with me. Hope you're getting through the day best you can. And I hope if you care about sports in Memphis, you didn't expect to have a good weekend, because you didn't. Instead, we just got more Grizz injuries and possibly the most costly loss in Tiger football history. What a mess. What a mess this was. We'll cry about it from every angle momentarily. First, though, quickly, let me set today's schedule for you. In the next segment, about 20 minutes, Michael Eaves is going to join me. He, of course, is a studio host for ESPN. He joins me on Mondays. Lots to talk to him about this morning, including Shohei Ohtani's incredible performance Friday night that lifted the Dodgers to the World Series yet again. Was it the best individual performance in baseball history? I'll ask Michael Eaves. We're going to do that in the next segment. When I finish talking to Mike, take a break, come back, do 5 more things you need to know, at which point we're going to discuss 5 previously undiscussed stories, among them Florida. Fired head coach Billy Napier following Saturday's win over Mississippi State. Not often that coaches get fired midseason immediately following a victory, but that was Billy Napier's fate, and now Ole Miss coach Lane Kiffin is reportedly among the main targets in Gainesville. We'll discuss all of that. We'll do it in about 40 minutes. One college football coach named Norvell was fired this weekend. It wasn't our old buddy Mike, but he might be next. We'll spend a few minutes on the former Memphis coach who's now at Florida State. We'll do that a little later on in the show. Bennett's Titans lost again on Sunday, this time to a Patriots team coached by Tennessee's former coach, Mike Vrabel. Rough scene in Nashville. Sweet, though, in the New England locker room. I'll let Bennett reminisce about his former coach in just a bit. Tennessee baseball coach Tony Vitello is reportedly the leading candidate to be the next manager of the San Francisco Giants. We see this sometimes in basketball with college coaches jumping to the NBA. Everybody from Rick Pitino to Lon Kruger to John Calipari to Billy Donovan, Brad Stevens. Doesn't happen as often in Major League Baseball. In fact, it has never happened in Major League Baseball, but it might be happening right now I'll tell you more about that situation. We'll do that in the third segment, and we'd get a Game 7 in the ALCS tonight in Toronto. Can't wait for that. Mariners and Blue Jays. We'll get you ready for it during a segment we call 5 More Things You Need to Know. Then we'll eventually do GP's Carryout, and we'll call it a day. So that's the rundown. We got a lot to get to, but I did want to start with, let's just call a spade, what was an absolutely miserable weekend for Memphis sports fans. Big Bet Bennett, I personally had an okay weekend. I hope yours was okay at least as well. But the Tigers did not, and the Grizzlies did not. Let me run you through some bullet points, and then we'll cry and complain together. First, on Friday, Ty Jerome, very important player for the Grizzlies, left a preseason game against the Heat with an injured right calf. That's not great. Then on Saturday, more bad news. Our old buddies at Grizzlies PR, they let us know that Scottie Pippen Jr., another very important player for the Grizzlies, has a toe that is now so sore it's going to require surgery. It was just sore at first. Now it's so sore that it's going to require surgery. ESPN's Shams Charania then reported that Pippen won't even be reevaluated for another 12 weeks. Yuck, yuck, yuck. So if you're keeping track of all this nonsense, starting point guard Ja Morant hasn't played in a basketball game since April and was held out of the preseason with his latest injury. Backup point guard Ty Jerome just left a game 3 days ago with a calf injury. And another possible lead guard option, Scottie Pippen Jr. will be sidelined for at least 12 weeks with a toe injury. That's the backcourt right now. In the front court, Zach Edey, Brandon Clark are both still recovering from offseason surgeries, and the season starts in 2 days. Bennett, let's stop right here before we get to the really stupid stuff connected to Tiger football, which took an already bad Saturday and it made it worse. Ty Jerome is hurt. Scottie Pippen, he's big hurt. Are you ready for starting point guard Javon Small, the rookie second-round pick out of West Virginia? Because unless, fingers crossed, by the way, unless Ja Morant is good to go, and he might be, but unless he is, we really might get Javon Small starting point guard Wednesday night in the regular season opener against the Pelicans. Can you believe this is happening again? Why can't we ever catch a break?
I come in here this morning feeling like I've been hit by a bus.
I feel like I got hit by a bus too.
It's funny. Like when I got the notification on Scottie Pippen Jr., I was like, oh, this is the Ty Jerome update right here. And then you open it and see that, and you're like, my God,
what are we doing?
You kidding me?
What are we doing?
It was just a punch in the face. And I know we'll talk about Memphis football in a second, but God, was it awful weekend. Just bad news after bad news related to Memphis sports. And we'll see. Like, we don't have an update yet on Ty Jerome, but man, this Scottie Pippen injury is bad. It just is. Like, people forget was one of the best players in that Oklahoma City series last year. Like, he's one of your better defenders.
Regardless of what he was in college, regardless of where he was picked or not picked, regardless of how his professional career got underway, he has established himself as a legitimate rotation player for a playoff caliber NBA franchise.
Yep.
And now he's having toe surgery and won't be reevaluated for 12 weeks, according to ESPN. This is bad.
Yes.
And I don't know what you know about calf injuries, but if you remember, we had quite a few of them in the playoffs last season. And what was the prevailing thought coming out of the playoffs last season, other than Oklahoma City's incredible and a possible dynasty and might be stringing championships for a while?
Yep.
The other big bullet point that came out of the playoffs was
don't mess with calf injuries.
You don't mess with them anymore.
Because look what happened.
Look what happened.
Yep.
You start messing with them. Even in a Game 7 do or die, you start messing with this stuff, and it can be catastrophic.
Yeah. Tatum, Tyrese Halliburton, Kevin Durant.
So you don't mess with them, right?
You don't mess with it.
Ty Jerome just left a game on Friday night with a calf injury. If we're following the logic that most people attach to professional basketball last postseason, you know what the Grizzlies shouldn't be doing right now? Messing with it.
No, you got to heal that. You got to get that thing completely healed.
So when's he going to play again?
I would be shocked if you saw him on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'll let Grizzlies PR handle that.
Sure.
But I
just going by what we know.
Just in a vacuum. I'll keep this very simple. Ty Jerome or anybody else in the year 2025, I see you clearly feel something, try to continue, but then go to the ground and limp off of the court and then your franchise says you're not going to return because of a calf injury, whether that's about Ty Jerome or literally any other basketball player in the world in the year 2025, you know what I assume? They're not playing the following Wednesday. I would be surprised if he plays. And so now you've got a situation where, like this stuff, we talked about it all last year. Well, it's just early. Yeah, but all these games count the same. You saw what like a loss or two last year did to your playoff standings. It got you put in a place where you got murdered by the eventual champs. All these games count the same. And you got to start winning them on Wednesday. And you don't have the roster you expected to have, or a roster that is in its current construction equipped to do good things in this league. Like, that's just, I know we're all excited about Javon Small, but you don't want to be relying on him.
No, and he did play really, really well.
That's awesome.
On Friday. I agree.
There is a scenario where on Wednesday night, opening night, the Grizzlies could be starting a second-round pick from last year's draft and a second-round pick from this year's draft. That's not the way you're supposed to do this. And again, I don't guess it's anybody's fault, but it is wildly frustrating that here we are again.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we get good news about Ja. I do expect that.
We need that boost. That would uplift people.
Just send it to me right now.
That would uplift people.
Just send me it right now.
Yeah, we can assume all we want, but we need we need it. We need the notification.
You know, sometimes you just need a nice,
Yes.
you just need sometimes you just need somebody to put flowers on your desk.
Right.
You know, and just make you feel good. I need a good tweet.
Yes.
Jess and I were talking about it earlier. Assuming Ty Jerome's calf is as it appears, and Ja is good to go. Those are just assumptions, but I think those are most people's assumptions at this point. I think the way to do it is whenever you're ready to announce the Ty Jerome stuff, announce it, and then 5 minutes later, drop Ja Morant's good to go on top of it. You need to leave somebody with something good to fill, and right now there's not a lot of that. Speaking of, if you didn't think the weekend could get any worse after the Ty Jerome news and the Scottie Pippen Jr. news, you were stupidly wrong, because roughly 2 hours after the Pippen news dropped, Ryan Silverfield's Memphis Tigers kicked off a game in Birmingham against UAB, and boy, that did not go well. Final score was UAB 31, Memphis 24. The Tigers closed as a 24-point favorite and lost by 7. As Jess told you this morning, it's the second worst loss according to point spreads in college football this season. UAB entered 0-3 in the American, had just fired its coach 6 days earlier, and was starting a dude named Ryder Burton, who at quarterback, who had already spent 1 year of college at BYU, another year of college at West Virginia, but had never actually appeared in a game for either school. Imagine that. You go on scholarship at BYU, but never play. So you transfer. Go on scholarship at West Virginia, but you never play. So you transfer again. Then you're the backup for a team that can't win a conference game. Then your school fires your coach after 6 games. Then the interim coach basically just says, F it, let's give Ryder Burton his first shot. What else are we going to do? And let's give him his first shot against an undefeated team ranked 22nd in the AP poll. Tough spot for the young man on paper. At kickoff, he was the starting quarterback for a team that was a 24-point underdog. This was not supposed to go well for him, but incredibly, it went well for Ryder Burton. Sadly, for Memphis, things went really well for Ryder Burton. This dude threw 27 passes, completed 20 of them, and finished with 251 yards in the air, 3 touchdowns against Memphis on Saturday. Take my heart out of it. Actually, kind of an awesome story for that young man and his family. But I can't take my heart out of it because my heart has been stomped on.
Broken, yes.
My heart has been stomped on.
Yes.
All Memphis had to do to improve to 7-0, to remain nationally ranked, to remain the projected favorite to represent the group of 5 in the college football playoff, and possibly, if not probably, get college game day here in Memphis this weekend, was beat a UAB team that was so bad it had just fired its coach and was so bad that they were 24-point underdogs at kickoff. Just beat a 24-point underdog. Just beat a first-time starter at quarterback. Just beat a team everybody else in your league who had already played them had already beaten. Just beat a program that isn't spending nearly the amount of money on players that you're spending on players. All you got to do is win that game, and then perhaps the biggest game in Memphis football history is on tap. this weekend at Simmons Bank with Pat McAfee and Nick Saban doing a television show in front of a fountain right there in Tiger Lane. All you got to do is win that game. Tigers lost the game. So now they're no longer undefeated, ranked, or the projected favorite to represent the group of 5 in the college football playoff. And needless to say, College game day is not coming here. Salt in the wound? Woo! Game day is instead going to Nashville for Missouri Vanderbilt. So Big Bet Bennett, we didn't just lose College game day. We lost ESPN's College game day to Nashville.
Called that.
So if you're keeping score, we've now lost both College game day and Justin Timberlake.
Damn.
To Nashville.
I don't think we lost him. He's still around.
He's in Brentwood. If we lose Glorilla next, if Glorilla moves to Brentwood, I don't know
can't handle that.
I don't think I can take it.
Much more
they
pain.
took our Justin Timberlake. They've taken our College game day. If they take Big Glow, I don't think I can handle it. What are we gonna do?
God.
What is this? What is this?
I don't know. And I did sit here all last week saying it's going to really, and this was assuming Memphis was going to win. I said it's going to really hurt when game day goes to Nashville instead. But they're going anyways. It didn't matter.
And like, there's a million different ways to talk about this, and we got to get to Michael Eaves. But like, just the economic impact it would have had on the city. Like, ESPN coming here, bringing a whole television show here. Like, those people have to have hotel rooms.
Yeah.
They have to eat dinners. There has to be catering. Like, you just lose a lot. You lost more than a football game
and
on Saturday.
don't know that was going to happen,
But-
in fairness.
but no,
it might have gone to Nashville anyways.
It might have gone to Nashville anyways.
Like, that Vanderbilt story's huge, and it's Nashville.
It might have gone there anyways, right? But it would have been a conversation.
It would have been a conversation.
It was possible. But the second you lose at UAB, it is no longer on the table.
The Saturday was so it was my wife and I's anniversary. Happy anniversary,
Happy
Kara.
anniversary.
Yeah, happy anniversary, Kara. And so we went out to dinner. We had reservations for 5:30, and I was like, I'll be able to watch the first half. It's going to be fine. We're going to be good. Dude, and I had to apologize. I heard it a million times. Like, I had to have my phone on, like, and watch it while we're eating dinner because I'm like, they're in this game. Like, this is a game.
I understand what happened to you.
Yeah.
You waited too late to make your reservations.
No. I mean, it was just a good time to go out. We wanted to go out to eat and then go do other stuff.
I've been there. I know what you're going through. I've done this with my wife. I'm be like, yeah, of course I wanted to have Valentine's dinner at 9:45 at night.
They didn't have any 7 o'clock reservations.
I know what you did. As soon as you said I had dinner for 5:30, I knew what happened to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew what happened. You waited too late.
Still, I was like, you know what?
Happened.
I'm good. It's gonna be fine. They're gonna blast this team. I don't even have to worry about it. And buddy, did I have to worry about it?
Well, it looked like that's what they thought too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because they came and listen, Brendan Lewis got hurt and he's on crutches after the game, and that's bad. But you were down 10 with him in the game.
You could have hurt Brendan Lewis last Wednesday. Memphis would have still been an easy double-digit favorite in the game. You got to win that game.
You got to win.
They just did not show up. You're playing a school that stinks, that just fired its coach, that's starting a quarterback who's never played. You got no crowd you're dealing with.
None. There was 1,000 people there.
You got to go win the game.
Yes.
They just did not show up. Ryan, after the game, said, I heard about trap games. I don't even know what that means.
That's it.
You just coached in one. You just lost one. And now, still a lot of games to play. The conference championship dream, not over. College football playoff dream, not over.
No, it's all still there.
But you really damaged. You lost something. Because it doesn't matter. You could still go on and beat USF and win the league and do all those things. But you've messed up Saturday.
Yeah.
You messed up Saturday.
That
could have been one of the greatest days in Memphis football history. And now it might be a win. It might be a win over a ranked opponent. But
it's still a massive game.
Yes, but it ain't what it would have been. It ain't what it would have been. In every way, it ain't what it would have been. Leading up to it is different. The scene there will be different. Everything about it is different because you absolutely barfed on yourself in Birmingham. Michael Eaves is up next.
Jeff Dunham, Artificial Intelligence, his all-new tour.
You're the other white meat.
How can you be so smart on one hand and so stupid on the other? Well, you're half of it.
I realize I could have avoided all this years ago with one simple word. I do not. Silence!
Don't miss a Memphis. Friday, April 10th, FedEx Forum. Tickets on sale Monday, September 29th at jeffdunham.com.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
This is still a bad team and a bad franchise. What are they doing to try and get better?
This is not a team that is looking for a playoff run, although I heard that on local Nashville radio, somebody called in and said they got an email Monday letting them know you can get playoff tickets to the Titans. Yeah.
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
The Grizzlies tip off their 25th season in Memphis Wednesday, October 22nd at 7 o'clock against the New Orleans Pelicans. Presented by Pinnacle Financial Partners. Arrive early as the first 5,000 fans in attendance will receive a Grizzlies 25th anniversary t-shirt designed by Good Hippie. Get your tickets at grizzlies.com/tickets today. Grizz Nation, turn up at FedEx Forum as the Grizzlies tip off their 25th season in Memphis with a 3-game homestand. To celebrate, fans can take advantage of tickets for as low as $25 for the first 3 games of the season against the Pelicans, Heat, and Pacers. But you'll want to hustle as inventory is limited. Visit grizzlies.com/tickets today.
Parrish Show presented by Ortho South. I'm inside the Built Ford Tough studio, and on Mondays in the second segment, I'm joined by Michael Eaves, who of course is a studio host at ESPN. You see him on SportsCenter. He's here right now. Michael Eaves, it's GP. How you doing on this Monday?
Morning, bro. What's cracking?
Everything's good in my world. I want to take you back to Friday night because I sat in my home with my family and decided to watch a baseball game. And, buddy, I think I saw one of the most, if not the most incredible individual performance I've ever seen. Shohei Ohtani, he pitched 6 innings. He struck out 10. He gave up 0 runs. He was 3 for 3 at the plate, 3 home runs, left the stadium with the middle one. People are saying we've never seen anything like it. That's obviously true. Is it the best individual performance we've ever seen in baseball?
Well, I mean, look, baseball's 2 things for the most part. It's pitching and hitting.
Yeah.
And so in that regard, you put it together, then yes, it is the greatest single performance. Now, there have been other position players who've made great defensive plays, but they're not making 5 or 6 of them in a game. So you're striking out 10 guys in a playoff game. This is not a regular season game. Like, you're not playing a team that's going to have 100 losses. You're playing a team that has a completely built baseball team. So you're facing really good hitters, and you're going out there and striking out 10 of them. And, oh, by the way, you had 3 home runs. And like you said, that middle one over the wall, over the roof in the right field pavilion. I was at dinner with some friends of mine that night, and I was watching it at the bar, like in the background while I'm trying to have a conversation. And when that happened, I told my wife, I'm like, Shohei just hit it out of the stadium. He hit it over the roof in right field, which is, for anyone who's never been there, it's way farther than you think it is. And especially in an October night in Los Angeles, the air is heavy. It was absolutely incredible. And look, it's the first time we've ever seen it, Gary, and there's a pretty good chance we will never see it again.
That's a good point you made. It's not like this is middle of July. You know, it's cold. It's cool. At least chill air in Southern California. So for him to get that like that, just absolutely incredible. And
Gary, one other thing you have to understand too, he was struggling.
Yes.
At the plate before this. He was struggling so much from the plate that he did something on that day off in between games 2 and 3 that he'd never done before. He took BP on the field. He doesn't do that. He takes BP in a cage, soft toss, or off the machine. That's all he does. He doesn't take it on the field. He came out to the field at Dodger Stadium because that's how he was feeling about whatever's going on with the swing. And then the very next game out, he gets a hit, so he's good. And then that game, when he pitches, he hits 3 bombs. Like everything about it makes no sense, and especially considering how he was hitting the ball prior to that game.
As I was watching this, and my boys are there, and I was able to sort of recognize this in real time. Like I have, you get to a certain age, you don't remember things you've actually even done. You have no recollection of them. But I have weird childhood memories connected to sports. Kirk Gibson's home run, the walk-off in the '88 World Series. I remember being at my Aunt Pammy and Uncle Hull's house, my cousin's house. Like, I remember that's where I saw that happen. Duke upsetting the undefeated UNLV team in the Final Four. I was at my father's friend's house, Mr. Bernie's. Like, I remember these things. And I just, that is something my kids will remember forever. That is something they'll see for the rest of their lives. And it really felt like that kind of thing on Friday night. Like, we are all watching something in real time that we will see for as long as we live, held up as this great sports thing. When we watch the documentaries, it's going to be there. And that was just a cool thing to experience in real time, because we don't get that. We don't get that too often.
No, and for me, the better way to understand how incredible it was is the reaction to other players.
Yes.
People who play the game, they know how hard it is to do things at the top level of that sport, whether it's his teammates or the opposing team, whether it's what the manager said after the game or what people who've covered this game for a long time in the media have said. Like something that Tim Kirkchin or Jeff Passan would say would give you so much perspective. But the look on Freddie Freeman's face after that second home run, he was in utter awe. And this is one of the best players of his generation. And he's looking at a guy that may be the best player of all time. And he is in awe of that. That's all you need to understand just how special it was what Shohei did in that game.
That's exactly right. You and I can talk about all of these guys because they're all amazing to us. We can't do any of this stuff. But when you, like, Mookie Betts is also one of the greatest baseball players of all time.
Yes.
And he's amazed by Shohei. Freddie Freeman is a future Hall of Famer. He's amazed by what he's watching. That is perhaps the biggest compliment you could give a guy. You blow away people who blow away other people. That's incredible.
Right. And when we think about like the greats of all time, and it's oftentimes the context that we have is how other players of that generation felt about them. Yeah. Like what Magic Johnson said about Michael Jordan when Michael Jordan was starting to become Michael Jordan, or the way players talked about Barry Bonds at the plate, or, Randy Johnson at the mound, or even going back when Bob Gibson was pitching in the 60s for St. Louis and how great he was. It was also how much better those players were than other great players. And that's seemingly where we stand right now with Shohei Ohtani, is that, yeah, he's clearly the best player in the game. No one will argue that. But how much better is he even than the guy who's in second or third? That's the margin that we're talking about that really defines someone's greatness.
You mentioned Barry Bonds. I've seen clips of like Chipper Jones talking about him. And it's just like, I'm just telling you, that was a different thing. Greg Maddux, there's this funny clip. He's at like some convention, and somebody asked him about, how difficult was it pitching to Barry Bonds? And he said, honestly, it wasn't that difficult at all pitching to Barry. It's just like ball 1, ball 2, ball 3, ball 4. He said you got to get 27 outs in a baseball game, but there is no rule that says one of them's got to be him. So you just go try to get the other guys out. And like when all-time greats talk about people like that's interesting to me, and they're doing it right now with Shohei. Let me ask you a different question, because in the celebration on the field, Dave Roberts, it went viral. Hey, let's win 4 more games and really ruin baseball. Are the Dodgers ruining baseball? I guess that theory is tied to the fact that they're outspending everybody. They're getting franchise favorable contracts from some of their stars, most obviously Shohei. And just it almost doesn't feel fair when you can go Blake Snell, Shohei, and everything else they're doing.
No, they're not ruining baseball, because they'd win every year. They won last year. They didn't win the year before that. Right. And there have been a couple times they've gotten there and they lost, and they probably should have won based on their talent, but nothing is guaranteed in sports. So you're not ruining sports. Did the Yankees ruin baseball in the 90s? Right. With that Derek Jeter, Bernie Williams, Jorge Posada team with all those guys? I mean, granted, most of those guys came up through their farm system, but they did go out and pay guys around those guys to be able to pitch or drive in runs, right? So there's always going to be this argument that, well, baseball, they spend so much money, but nothing's guaranteed. And I'll say this about the Dodgers. All that money they spent on players, look how many injuries they had throughout the course of the season, too. The luck that they had is all those guys came back healthy by the time they ruining it. No, that's just people who are mad that the Dodgers are winning. If it was their team or a team in their region, they wouldn't have the same response to it. It's always the opposition that people want to criticize. terrible.
So on Friday night, we watched something in baseball that we had never seen. And then on Sunday, something happens in the NFL that we had never seen. I'm specifically talking about the Giants and the Broncos. 33 points in the fourth quarter after being shut out for the first three, like had quite literally never happened before. And I saw this. The Broncos comeback snapped a streak in which NFL teams had won 1,602 consecutive games when you're up by 18 points or more in the final 6 minutes. Now it's 1,602 and 1. What did you make of what we saw yesterday in that fourth quarter?
Things like this only happen to bad teams, and the Giants are a bad team.
There you go.
Right now, look, they have some things that are giving Giants fans hope and making the NFL excited, and Scatterboo and Jackson Hart and the way they're playing. But collectively, they're still a bad team. And matter of fact, Jackson Dart made some bad plays. He made a terrible decision on interception during the course of that run that allowed Denver to get an easy touchdown on the next possession. So happens to teams that are bad, Gary. And I said that last night on Sports, and we were talking Herm Edwards, or Tim Hasselbeck, pardon me. When you're a team like the Giants and you're trying to get out of whatever this little funk is as an organization and trying to get back to this level of competing for division titles and going to the playoffs, you're going to have these moments because you're not who you think you are yet. And to enable the Broncos to be able to give them that opportunity to make history, that's way more about the Giants than it is about the Broncos. I mean, Bo Nix, give him credit because he played like trash the first three quarters and was unbelievable in the fourth. But again, those opportunities had to be.
Elsewhere in the NFL, the Dolphins lost again. Mike McDaniel held another awkward press conference. I liked the idea of him, just sort of the way he looked and the vibe, and he just doesn't look like a football coach, or not a stereotypical one, but this has really gone sideways on him. It almost feels like somebody needs to put this out of its misery. Like, how much longer are they going to let this thing go on down there?
Well, that's the thing. I don't think anyone believes he's going to last the season. Because the way things are going now, why would you let this last the entire season? And you have to show your fan base and your supporters that things aren't acceptable. And if they're not acceptable, you have to make a change, even if it's in the middle of the season, obviously. Some teams have already done that. We feel like the Dolphins are going to be the next team to do that. And, the thing about Mike McDaniel, and this is just, you take the sports out of it, right? And this is just human nature. If you look at him, do you see an authority figure? And that's just a fact. You don't. Not the way he carries himself or not the way he says certain things in public. You just don't see a figure of authority, right? And so if you're going through whatever the Dolphins are going through right now as someone on that team, how much are you paying attention to what this guy is saying on a regular basis, especially when things are going bad? And what is he saying that makes you want to line up behind him and fight through all this adversity? That is just human nature, whether you want to admit it or not, or whether you want to look at these guys where they're all professionals, they're supposed to do this. Yes, but human nature is very strong. And in this situation, I don't see how anyone is looking at Mike McDaniel as a leader to get them through this adversity right now because the way he carries himself and the things he says. And so if you're the Dolphins and you're thinking long-term and you're thinking about just, keeping your fans on board with some type of hope, what makes you think Mike McDaniel currently gives those fans that hope?
Last thing before I get you out of here, we had an update courtesy of the Wall Street Journal this weekend in the Kawhi Leonard no-show job story that has been investigated thoroughly and well by your former colleague at ESPN, Pablo Torre. The update is that even though Steve Ballmer, the Clippers owner, has said on the record, Aspiration approached me about this, not the other way around. You now have a former Aspiration employee who is saying, oh, no, the Clippers came to us and said this was very important for the Clippers that this thing gets done. At this point, I don't know that there's a quote-unquote smoking gun, but there is so much circumstantial evidence that it appears this is as Pablo has presented it. Do you have any thoughts, because I know you retweeted it, on where this story actually lands and ends up?
Well, the problem with this story is that there's so much fraud involved on the Aspiration side that if I'm taking this to court or if I'm presenting an argument in front of Adam Silver as the commissioner, how can you believe anything that's coming from over there considering all the lies they told in the course of doing business? That would be my number one argument, right? All they've done to this point is lie, and so they're lying about this as well. That's number one. Number two, from Steve Ballmer's perspective, if aspiration came to him specifically with it, then that is what he is relying on from a chain of events standpoint. But if someone else from the Clippers, unbeknownst to Steve Ballmer, said something from to aspiration that got back to their CEO, then he still has plausible deniability that he didn't say anything, so the team didn't say anything, they came to us. All those things can be true. And the issue with this story is based on how this business has fallen apart and how the executives of that particular company have been disgraced, I don't know if we'll ever get the actual truth from it unless there is some physical evidence of an email chain or something that says, hey, we need you guys to give this dude this money so we can pay him under the cap. Like, there's so much that has to happen for it to get to that point that I don't really know if we're ever going to get there, Gary, because there is circumstantial evidence, as you said, but there's also all this other area in the gray where Steve Ballmer and the Clippers and say, no, it wasn't us, it was them, and look what happened to their company. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that they could be lying and did all this stuff to save face because their company went to complete trash.
To be continued, I'm certain. That is Michael Eaves from ESPN. Make sure you're watching him on SportsCenter. Follow him on X, @Michael Eaves. That's @Michael Eaves. You're the best, buddy. I appreciate your time.
All right, man. Be good.
All right. Bye-bye. That's Michael Eaves from ESPN. Have you been following the latest with this Kawhi Leonard story? Like, I've listened to all the podcasts at this point, and, I've known Pablo for a while, and, I texted him just for no other reason, just to say, like, hey, you're doing incredible work here, right? And so we were going back and forth a little bit. Like I mentioned, and I think Michael underlined, there still is, I guess, some plausible deniability, in some people's minds, but like, I don't accept it. It is what it is.
Yeah, I don't accept it either, but I do agree with Michael's point. I think because of all of the lying from Aspiration's side, that you can just pin it on them, and it's, I think that's where it'll go.
Yeah,
I think you pin it on them. They lied.
You can just say, those are the liars. Those are the people who are going to jail. Those are the people who, were indicted, all that stuff, and they're liars, liars, liars. And that is the way we do things in America. Like, we just say, I don't know how we got here exactly. I mean, I think I kind of do. But it's just like, we just say, no, it's not true. Yeah, It looks a certain way, and we just say, no. We just say, no, doesn't matter. Not true. And we just move on to something else. So this could be that. But there's, at this point, been hours and hours and hours of words said about this story. And thousands of words written about this story. And I always come back to one very simple, but I think important question, which is, if it wasn't done, this entire deal, for the reasons that Pablo is presenting, then why was it done? You have to be able to answer that question and get to move me off that question. And nobody has a good answer for that question.
Right.
There is no good answer for that question. If it is not as he is presenting it, if it wasn't done for those reasons, which, for people who haven't followed the story, to circumvent the salary cap. Basically, we were at a place where the Clippers could only offer so much money and the Raptors could offer more. And this was a way to make up that gap. In other words, you're the Clippers and you theoretically say, listen, we can't match them dollar for dollar because of the CBA. But just know, you come with us. This is where you want to be anyway. You want to be in LA. You don't want to be in Toronto. But I also understand you don't want to leave money on the table. I got that. You're not going to leave money on the table. We'll make this right. Just play where you want to play, live where you want to live. And if the only sticking point with you is that you're leaving millions of dollars on the table, understand it's not a sticking point. We'll get it right. Wink, wink. Next thing you know, you've got a quite literal nothing job for $28 million, a contract signed to make up that money. It's an endorsement job in theory. What is the point in having an endorsement job if you don't use the endorser ever? He never did anything. They never put him in a commercial. He never tweeted anything. He never retweeted anything. He never did anything for them. Why are you paying somebody millions of dollars, way above the normal rate they would get to do anything, to do nothing? Like, you have to answer that question. You want to say, well, Pablo, you can't prove it was to circumvent the salary cap. Okay, fine. But then tell me what it was for. Make your argument. It had to be for something. They did the deal for some reason. They gave him more money than they gave Robert Downey Jr. Why? Who do you think is more famous, Robert Downey Jr. or Kawhi Leonard, who nobody's even ever heard talk? Who do you think's more famous, Iron Man or Kawhi Leonard?
Probably Iron Man.
The mute basketball player.
Oh, he's Dr. Doom now.
The mute basketball player for the other LA team or Iron Man. Who's more famous? That's why are you giving Kawhi Leonard more money than Robert Downey Jr. to promote your company? It makes no sense whatsoever. But if you're going to say it's not to circumvent the salary cap, give me your best shot. What was the reason? Why did this deal get done? It got done. We know that. It had to get done for some reason. Why? The only rational explanation is to circumvent the salary cap. It's the only thing that makes sense. It's the only thing that makes you cannot present another argument to me that makes sense because I've listened to all of them. And every one of them, the best I can do is go, I mean, I guess, but that doesn't make sense. I mean, sure, I guess it could have been done for that reason, but it makes no sense to me. That's the best I could do. Will that be good enough for the NBA? I don't know. But if you don't punish them severely for this, the rest of the NBA will A, get mad, and then B, say, okay, I guess this is what we're doing now.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to be clear, it is possible we've already been doing this in other places. Like the Jalen Brunson-Knicks deal has got some question marks attached to it. Pablo even had Mark Cuban on last week and asked him about a Dirk deal late in his career that had some questions connected to it. So I don't think anybody is suggesting the Clippers and Kawhi might be the first people to ever try to circumvent the salary cap. But they have, if not been caught, they've now been as close to caught as you can get.
That's right.
Doing it. Like the evidence is pretty overwhelming. Circumstantial evidence mostly, but it's still pretty overwhelming.
Yeah.
All the evidence suggests this was done for this reason. And there is no evidence to suggest that it was done for any other reason.
Mm-hmm.
So you can keep saying they haven't really proved anything, but they've offered up the only thing that makes sense. And nobody else has been able to counter it with anything that makes any sense. I don't know where it goes, but it has been incredible, thorough reporting from Pablo and the Wall Street Journal doubling up on it this weekend and actually contradicting some of what Steve Ballmer has already said on the record. It takes the story to another level. Like I told Michael Eaves, to be continued. I'm certain. We come back. Florida fired its football coach, Billy Napier, this weekend after a victory over Mississippi State. How does that make you feel for Mississippi State?
Not great.
Yeah, like you fired your coach after he beat us? It's not like we beat him.
Right.
Not great.
It's tough.
Even worse for Billy Napier, I think. And, guess who's reportedly among the leading targets to be the next Florida coach? It's Lane Kiffin.
Interesting.
Ole Miss. Should he take the job if offered? Would you take Florida over Ole Miss if offered in 2025? We'll discuss it next. Gary Parrish Show presented by Ortho South.
Nate Bargatze.
Look, I say a lot of dumb stuff. I try to keep it in front of large groups. Seems to go better that way.
Big Dumb Eyes World Tour.
When you say something dumb one-on-one, it's a lot for that person. I'll say it, then I can just feel that they feel the weight of my life on their shoulders.
Tickets and info at NateBargatze.com. Don't miss the Big Dumb Eyes World Tour. Nate Bargatze.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Oh, my goodness.
Look who it is.
Zach Edey.
Hey, look at the Look at it's like the cell phone bars, bro. Give us that shot again. Give us the shot. Give us the wide shot again. Zoom out on that shot again, man.
We're the cell phone bar. We're the cell phone bar.
We here, baby.
I like it.
We here.
I like it.
The Chris Vernon Show, live on weekdays at noon on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go.
Playing in front of these fans is going to be the best feeling in the world. I'm super excited to play in front of them.
Memphis, let's go, let's go.
They give us a lot of energy, show us a lot of love. You know, I always say get tickets, but there are 6 men and we need them more than ever.
We're proud of it. Different energies, Memphis energy.
I love playing in front of the Memphis fans. They're rowdy, they're loud.
We all are one. We all are Memphis.
Can be unpredictable, unforeseen, and unscheduled, and Ortho South understands this better than anyone. Since your injuries don't make appointments, you don't need to either. That's because Ortho South welcomes walk-ins during the weekdays, in the evenings, and even on Saturdays. So next time an unforeseen injury makes an unscheduled appearance in your life, visit orthosouth.org to find your nearest urgent care location. Just walk in. And Ortho South will take care of everything, especially you. Learn more at orthosouth.org. That's orthosouth at orthosouth.org. Now, I got 5 more things you need to know.
Number 1.
Florida finally pulled the trigger on Sunday and fired Billy Napier after a win over Mississippi State. How's that? That's tough for Mississippi State fans.
Yeah, I mean, that's like, now, in fairness to them, there was the reporting early last week that he was going to get fired this week no matter what. So,
yeah, which is just weird way to handle
that.
This.
Is weird. When I saw that, I was like, wait, so you're not going to fire him before he even coaches his next game if you know he's getting fired? Like, what the hell?
I guess the argument is you got to buy now before the Georgia game.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just go ahead and get an interim in here, give that coach 2 weeks of preparation. It's your team, and see if we can turn this around on some level and spark good stuff for these student athletes who have otherwise had a bad experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you know you're going to fire him on Sunday following the Mississippi State game, regardless, just do it before the Mississippi State game and move on. Because what you're quite literally telling him and your fans and Mississippi State fans too is, buddy, we ran you out there on Saturday to do a job, and it didn't matter if you did it well or not. Nothing mattered. You were going Sunday no matter what. It's just I don't understand how that helps you. I don't understand the advantage of doing it that way. And for people who say things like, well, if you pull the trigger now, like, I'm not even arguing you can't pull the trigger now. I'm just wondering, why not pull the trigger last week if you were going to pull the trigger now anyway? Yeah. But for people who argue, well, the reason to pull the trigger now is you can get a head start on your coaching search. I just don't just trust me. That's something people say all the time. It is never a thing that actually matters. You can start a coaching search while you still have a coach employed. Let me tell you how to do it. Take your phone, you open up your messages app, and you open up a new text, and you type in Jimmy Sexton, and then you say,
"What's up with so-and-so?"
Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy, give me a call when you got a second.
Yeah.
That's how you start a coaching search. You don't need to fire anybody to do it. So every explanation people have for, well, this is why, it just doesn't, it doesn't make sense. But I also don't care. Billy Napier was terrible at Florida.
Yeah, he was.
According to multiple reports, among the leading candidates to be the next Florida coach is Ole Miss coach Lane Kiffin. Once upon a time, this is no-brainer stuff. If you're the coach at Ole Miss and the University of Florida wants you, you go. I mean, it happened at Mississippi State a few years ago. Dan Mullen turned down this, turned down that. Florida comes, that's a different deal. You don't stay at Mississippi State when Florida wants you. You don't stay at Ole Miss when Florida wants you.
Yep.
That has been true probably most of my life, if not all of my life. Is it still true in 2025? If you were Lane Kiffin, what do you think you would do? Because I never want to ask you what you would do because you don't know, you're not Lane Kiffin. What do you think you would do if you were Lane Kiffin and that job was offered?
So I agree with your point completely. Like, can you win as much at Ole Miss now as you can at Florida? Maybe so. Like,
they've certainly been doing it.
He's winning.
They've been doing it.
He's winning. Yes, they've been doing it. Now, there has been like stuff that's, over the years he's kind of called out the fan base a little bit. Like there's been some stuff there that he's been frustrated about, right? So it's also like, I think there is a prestige thing. I mean, there just is. It's the Florida job that, they got national championships. It just depends on what he craves.
Ultimately,
really
that
wants.
is what it comes down to.
Yeah.
I mean, we could sit here and talk for 30 minutes about it. Ultimately, we'll come down to like, what do you want out of life? Like, what do you want to do with the next? Where do you want your life to go?
And if you're him, can you convince yourself? I lost to Georgia this weekend. If I got Florida and their resources, I win that game. I don't know.
Maybe. I mean, these are all things you have to consider, and they're all reasonable points. I'm conflicted on it. I don't know what I would do. I think I know what I think I would do. But this is one I think you could intelligently argue it either way. On one hand, like it is the University of Florida. They, Urban Meyer won championships there. Steve Spurrier, like you can do it there. There's proof that you can do it there. In fact, what history shows us my entire life is that if you are good enough to keep that job long enough, you will eventually win national championships. They just haven't hired too many good coaches. Steve Spurrier, Urban Meyer, and a lot of stuff that's worked out so well outside of that. So I'm not ignorant to all of that and the resources and whatever. Obviously, a better natural recruiting base in Florida than Mississippi. That's all real stuff. So I get that. And if he leaves, it'll be for those reasons. It might just be like, I want to get back to the state of Florida. He used to live there. But it could just be like, this is a place where I know, I hoped we could win a national championship at Ole Miss. I know we can win one here. It might just come down to that. And I understand that. The other side of it is, though, that in the year 2025, when there are what amounts to salary caps in football, in college sports, and Ole Miss has shown the ability to step up in NIL. And what are you walking away from if you walk away from this right now? Like, you're the king of Oxford, Mississippi right now. They love you there. Love you. Even after a loss to Georgia, they love you there. You want to run from that? Like, your life's pretty good right now.
Yeah.
You got all the money you could ever need. You're living in an incredible community. Like, people who have nothing to do with Ole Miss football move to Oxford, Mississippi just to live because it's an amazing place to just be. You're the king of that place. You got money's not really a deal. You got plenty of that. So just like what you'd be walking away from something that you've built into something that people are proud of and adore, and that is a lot of fun. And you'd be doing it to walk into a place where if you go 4-5, 6-2, and 4-4 in the SEC in your first 3 years, they might fire you.
Yeah.
And I didn't just pull those numbers from nowhere. Those were his SEC records in his first 3 years at Ole Miss. That'll have you on the hot seat of Florida.
It will.
At Ole Miss, it was like, give it time. We're Ole Miss. And now he's turned it into a monster, or at least something resembling a monster. Do you really want to walk away from that to go chase another thing? He actually had a quote that somewhat like hinted at what I'm saying right now. Like, if you're always chasing something, you miss stuff that's right in front of you. Billy Donovan talked about this after he won back-to-back national titles at Florida, then immediately took the Magic job, but then turned around and came back to Florida. He's like, why am I just I just accomplished something amazing and now I'm running away from it to go try to do something else. Why not just enjoy this amazing thing that you did? It's like building a house and then not living in it. Like, you spend a year building a house, except in, college football, college basketball, it's years. It's like hard years building something. And then you just leave it. The second it gets good, you leave it.
Yeah.
You really want to do that? I mean, you can. People do it all the time. Buzz Williams has made a career out of doing this type of stuff. But is that what you want? I think ultimately it comes down to what kind of personality do you have? What do you want out of life? But the good thing for Lane is he's already experienced everything you could experience in college football. yeah, but I've always wanted to work at a place where I know you can win a national championship. You've already done that.
Mm-hmm.
You worked at Tennessee. You worked at USC. You've been to these places before. If you want to take another shot at another one of them, then Florida might give you that opportunity. But do you want to run from what you've built and what you have? And you seem to be in a good place right now. Kids seem to be in a good place. Personal life seems to be in a good place. You seem like you're on top of the world in many ways. Do you really want to go to a place where if it doesn't go well, they'll get you quick? And if it does go well, they probably ain't going to build a statue of you. You know, like that's where Steve Spurrier coached, and that's where Urban Meyer coached. Even if it does go well, probably ain't going to go that well as it did for them.
Right.
So who are you? As opposed to, they might really put all sorts of stuff. You could just, I don't know. I'd be careful about running away from what I've built in Oxford, Mississippi. That's what I think. I know this was a no-brainer conversation for much of my life. If you're the Ole Miss coach and Florida wants you, you got to go. I just don't know that that's true anymore. You can make the same $10 to $15 million at Ole Miss that you can make at Florida. You can obviously run a top 10 football program at Ole Miss. You can do a lot of stuff at Ole Miss that you can also do at Florida. I'm not arguing that in a vacuum, Florida might not be a better job. Probably is a better job in a vacuum. But we're not in a vacuum here. We're talking about real life stuff. And he can obviously make his own decision, and he will, if given the opportunity. But I think what I would do is I would negotiate like crazy. I would use Florida as leverage. I would try to get every great thing out of Ole Miss, all sorts of guarantees.
Yeah.
I would just try to make, I would use Florida to make Ole Miss the best job it could possibly be. And then I would stay at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
I think that's what I would do. But I'm going to let Lane make his own decision.
Okay.
In the meantime, he's coming off a loss, but still projected to be in the college football playoff. Good luck to the Rebels going forward.
Number 2.
So, a Norvell college football coach did get fired this weekend. It was Jay at Colorado State.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Mike survives for now, but can you believe how bad this has gotten?
It was a tough weekend.
I can't believe how bad this has turned on him.
Yeah, because, I mean, you beat Alabama to start the season, right?
Well, that's the other thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was 2 years ago. They were on their way to the college football playoff. 4-team.
Mm-hmm.
Quarterback gets hurt. They get left out. And they are 5-15 since then.
Yeah.
5-15. I didn't think there'd ever be a stretch in Mike Norvell's life where he went 5-15. I could never have seen this coming. And it is just, I guess, a reminder that sometimes things just get away from you.
Mm-hmm.
Like Mike Norvell is a good football coach.
Yes.
A competent, smart football coach who knows how to build and run a football program. I saw it with my own eyes here. This is not some stupid man who lucked into this job.
Right.
It's a sharp guy. Good coach. He was the national coach of the year a few years ago.
Yeah. And he's got big wins at Florida State.
And sometimes it gets away from you, man, and then it's hard to get out from underneath it. And that's where he is right now. This thing has just spiraled on him. They lose this weekend to Stanford.
Mm-hmm.
Yuck. 5-15 since missing the 2023 college football playoff. Athletic director released a statement this morning. And it's one of those because
you see where it's going when you see that statement.
And the reason the statement is released is because Florida State fans want him gone yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
They want him to join James Franklin and Billy Napier yesterday. And the AD released a statement basically saying we're going to reevaluate this at the end of the season. Essentially trying to tell the fans, keep screaming, go on your message boards. We're not making a coaching change midseason. I mean, we'll see. But that's what this statement said this morning.
Yeah.
But at the end of the season, they're going to have to make a tough choice because your choice is either to bring back somebody at Florida State who is 5-15 in the past 20 games. Your fans don't want that. But do you know what it reportedly cost to undo this?
I know it's a huge buyout.
It's like $59 million to do the staff and everybody.
Oh, yeah, because he's got Malzahn on his staff.
I mean,
yeah.
So you're talking about either keep a coach none of your fans want or pay a half, what? 50, tens of millions of dollars to make him go away. At some point, there's got to be a correction on these contracts. These contracts are crazy.
Yeah.
In no other world do you just get, I don't want to say in no other world, but like at some point, these athletic directors have to stand up to the agents and be like, no, we're not guaranteeing $90 million if we happen to want to make a change. Like Indiana, they just hired it. Hopefully, they'll never have to buy him out. But if they do, it's cost them $100 million.
Right. Cripple that program.
It's like, what are we?
Right.
Like, these contracts are ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, the agents have been working over these athletic directors for a while now. But there's already, it's October 20th. Just in college football coaching buyouts that have already happened, it's in excess of $100 million.
Yep.
$100 million. Right now, there are schools collectively paying more than $100 million just to not have somebody as their coach in football. And the season's like halfway over. It's going to exceed $200 million before it's done. Just here's hundreds of millions of dollars to not coach football. And Mike might be the face of it. I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to be the coach somewhere else next year, and it's not going to be at Florida State. They'll nudge him, and he'll know he needs to go. But at some point, don't you make him fire you? Get all that money?
I think I do think you do that, especially if you feel like the writing's on the wall. Yeah.
You're going to fight to fire me. I'll show up every day until my key card doesn't work, but you're going to have to fire me and give me all this money, and then I'll go take another job. But I'm just blown away by how
0-4 in the ACC.
It's just I would have never imagined this.
Me either. Not at all.
And you know what? This could be the type of thing where this just got away from him. His next job, it could be a Lane Kiffin thing. Like the USC thing gets away from Lane. Then he comes to Ole Miss and is able to do better stuff at Ole Miss than he was able to do at USC. You're not supposed to be able to do better stuff at Ole Miss than you are at USC. But Lane is. I could see Mike doing this.
Yes.
Goes to Florida State, bombs. Gets middle of the pack Power 4 job, even bottom tier Power 4 job, and then returns to being the Mike Norvell we knew in Memphis. And you look up and you go, man, I don't know what happened at Florida State, but good for Oklahoma State because now they got one of the best coaches in the country.
Yep.
It's going to be something
I'm
like
with
that.
you there.
But I can't believe that he has found himself in this situation. Crazy stuff. I wish him luck.
Me too.
I really do. Like I
do too.
hate this.
I know. I was watching that game on Saturday and was just like, I can't believe this. And you got like Andrew Luck on the sidelines for Stanford. He's the GM there now, and they're all fired up. Yeah, that was tough.
It's gotten away from him.
Number 3.
Titans lost again. This time to Mike
That's
Vrabel.
a shocker.
Does it hurt at all to watch your old coach come in?
Yes, it does.
The coach you fired, just so people understand what happened in Nashville yesterday. The coach, the Titans franchise said, thanks for what you did, but we don't want you here no more. Came back in year one in New England with a winning team and stomped all over you. That's what happened yesterday. And did you see the video from the New England locker room?
I did see the video from the New England locker room.
I loved it.
Oh, good.
Who was it that said? It was a player that presented Mike Vrabel with a game ball. And I loved it. You know what he said? He said, Coach, we love you. Congratulations. We're so glad you're here with us.
Yep. It was, I've been saying like that. Firing him was just as big of a mistake as the A.J. Brown trade because he brought he just brought stability. That's what he did. He is a great coach. He just is.
He's gone to New England and flipped it overnight.
I know it got away from him 1 year in Nashville with Ryan Tannehill as his quarterback, but he's a great coach. And it's a mistake. And dude, the fans cheered him when he came out of the tunnel on Sunday. Like and I mean, that's a nice thing to do anyways, but they miss that guy.
This is perfect. This is how I know I would want it to go for me. Some people are better people than this, but this is exactly how I would want it to go for me. You fire me. You don't think I'm good enough anymore. You fire me. At that point, you know what I want? I want for me to go somewhere else and flourish, and I want for you to die.
Yeah.
I want you to
Be the worst team in the NFL?
To be the worst team in the NFL 2 years in a row.
You got it.
And I want you, and I want everybody who cares about you to go, well, they had this guy, and they said they don't want him no more, which was crazy. We didn't understand it at the time. And now he's over here, done turned around another thing, and you can't beat anybody. That's what Mike Vrabel's reality is right now. And that's what I would want my reality to be. It wouldn't be enough for me to flourish.
Mm-hmm.
I would need to flourish while you burn.
Well,
a better person would just be like, I don't care what's going on over there. I'm just focused on me. And I wish them luck because I had some good times there, and I've still got friends there, and I wish them luck. That's what a better person would want. Not me. I want to flourish, and I want you to burn and struggle and regret.
Yeah, I was so thrilled that the Giants ended up losing that game to the Broncos yesterday because I was not going to be able to handle the Jackson. Did the Titans make the wrong choice at quarterback by not taking Jackson Dart over Cam Ward? Which I don't think that. Listen, no. Cam Ward is in a disastrous situation right here. Like, disastrous.
Yeah, Russell Wilson was in a disastrous situation a few weeks ago.
Okay, dude, you could say a lot about the Giants. Like, they choked you. I mean, it was one of the...
that's crazy. Like, quite literally unprecedented.
But if they would have won that game, then everyone's like... Oh, should Jackson Dart have gone number 1 overall? And listen, we might look up in a year and be like, yeah, he should have, but it's just so hard to judge Cam Ward right now. And he's had some bad turnovers the past couple weeks. He has had some nice plays. Like, there is some stuff there. Like, he had a huge touchdown pass yesterday that I was like, okay, like, let's go. It's just hard to judge him. This thing is such a disaster. It's gross. They need to do the fire sale as soon as possible, get as many assets as they possibly can. Like, they are the worst franchise in the NFL.
Is the time.
And I know the Jets exist, but in the record, but trust me, it's the Titans. The Arizona Cardinals gave away a game that they had easily won to the Titans. Like, the Titans are the worst team in the NFL. It's not close. It's not close.
Not going to argue with you, Bennett. I'm not here to argue with you. If you had an A.J. Brown, now would be the time to trade him.
Yes.
Trade anything you can get anything for. Get as many picks.
Yes.
Like, Mina Kimes and Dan Orlovsky were talking about this the other day because Mike Tomlin was upset that the Browns traded Joe Flacco.
Uh-huh.
He was like, why do you do that to a division rival? And Mina Kimes' rebuttal was basically, why do you do it? Because you've got 2 rookie quarterbacks. Somebody's willing to give you something of value for the old quarterback who is like quite literally like whatever Joe Flacco was last week. Prior to that, in Cleveland, you know what he was? Worst starting quarterback in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
He was the worst starting quarterback in the NFL statistically. So many times it's like, you've got your season's going nowhere. You've got statistically the worst starting quarterback in the NFL, and another franchise who's desperate to try to stay afloat until Joe Burrow comes back, willing to give you something of value. I think it was a 5th-round pick for that person. Yes, you pull the trigger on that every time. You're just getting an asset for something that is bad and that you don't even want anymore anyway. So yes, you do that every time, which is what the Titans should be doing right now.
Yep.
Don't worry about anything else other than
get assets,
draft picks.
Yep.
Because this season's obviously going nowhere, and there's not a whole lot of things on the roster right now to give you hope that it's going anywhere anytime soon. Man, I feel bad for you.
Oh, I'm so used to it. I don't think I'll ever be able to like enjoy
life.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I
know that feeling.
I'll enjoy life, but just being a sports fan, I don't think I'll ever be able to just thoroughly enjoy it. I don't even know why I do it to myself sometimes.
See, I can enjoy sports. Like, I enjoyed watching Shohei on Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
I can enjoy that. I will enjoy watching Game 7 between the Blue Jays and Mariners tonight. But of the things I care about, I just hurt.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. Like, I had fun watching baseball and watching Sunday Night Football last night. Like, I'm having a great time doing that. But when it comes to like my teams, I just
hurt.
I don't know if
Just feel pain.
And I've accepted it. Like, I'm so used to it at this point. It just kind of whatever. But I don't know if it's ever going to stop. I don't think it's ever going to stop.
I saw an interview with Bill Self the other day, and I've heard this from other people as well. I think hopefully I'll learn this someday. They say, like, like Bill Self, he's had multiple heart conditions, procedures. And he said he's also made some lifestyle changes. I imagine that's like drinking a little less and maybe eating a little healthier, whatever. Anyway, here's the point he said. He said, sometimes you don't know how bad you felt until you actually feel good, because the bad feeling just becomes normal. Like, I'm always tired. Well, you shouldn't always be tired.
Right.
Something's not right. You're not doing something right, or something's not right. If you're always tired, so I do this sometimes. I'm like, man, I'm always tired. Well, you shouldn't always be tired, so you should get that fixed. Address it.
I need to get it fixed.
Well, like, in truth, I have obstructive sleep apnea, but I do not use the equipment the way I should. And
do you have a mask?
I have all of it, but I don't
You
really.
do?
Yeah. I mean, I have all of it, yeah, but I don't really use it the way I should because it's just, I mean, it's outrageous that it's 2025 and this is the best way to do this.
Yeah.
You get in a bed and put a big mask on, like scare your kids? It's like ridiculous.
I think I'm going to get the tape that you put. I think I'm sleeping with my mouth open too much. I need the tape.
I have a mouthpiece too.
Do you?
Yeah. Here's my point. I don't sleep well. Ever.
I don't sleep well either.
I mean, ever.
I go to bed after midnight every night, and that's my fault.
But like, it is impossible for me to sleep well because I have obstructive sleep apnea. I wake up if the way most people sleep. You fall asleep and then you get into a deeper sleep and a deeper sleep and then you get into a deep sleep and that's when you really get your rest.
That's your recovery.
That's your rest. I never get the deep sleep because I wake up. Because when I hit deep sleep, I stop breathing. And I wake up. Yeah, I wake up. I wake. My wife has told me for years I stop breathing while I'm sleeping, right?
Yeah.
So here's the thing. Right now, if you said, GP, how do you feel? I would tell you I feel normal. This is the way right now I feel the way I feel every day. But I think I'm supposed to feel better than this. It's just that I never do. But I think I'm supposed to. Roy Hibbert, I probably shouldn't be saying things out there, but maybe he wouldn't care. But he also has sleep apnea. And he uses his equipment the right way because he's more responsible than me. And he's like, buddy, I feel 1,000,000 times better every day. The point to all of this is exactly what you're talking about. You are so used to feeling bad as a sports fan that you don't even know what it's like to feel good.
No.
And I'm the same way. I don't even know what it's like to feel good as a sports fan, to be happy, to celebrate championships and stuff. I don't know. I don't do that. I haven't done it in years and decades. So I don't know what it's like to feel good physically. I just know what it's like to feel this way. This is the way I feel every day. There's an alternate reality where I feel great every day. I just have never gotten there. But I don't even know what that feels like. Like there are people out there walking around, they're like, man, I feel great today. I don't even know how to get there. I don't even know I don't know that feeling. Sports, same thing. I don't know the feeling. We don't know the feeling. We're miserable.
Yeah.
It's probably not going to get better.
Not anytime soon. No.
I wish you luck though.
Thank you, man.
All right.
Yeah, that's a tough weekend again.
Yeah.
We'll do it again next weekend.
We'll do it again next weekend. Wild story originating in Knoxville. Tony Vitello, the Vols baseball coach.
Yeah. We remember him. He went on that awesome run last year.
Is reportedly the leading candidate to be the next manager of the San Francisco Giants. Like this could happen any hour, any day. And I just thought it was I was surprised by this just because I assumed maybe there was a story somewhere. Because this does happen, as we've said, in football and basketball. Not all the time, but, you know, Nick Saban goes from LSU to the Miami Dolphins. You know, Urban Meyer goes from college to the NFL. In basketball, John Calipari, Billy Donovan, Brad Stevens, Rick Pitino, Lon Kruger. Lots of coaches have gone straight from college to NBA head coach. Straight from college, NFL head coach. Do you know that if Tony Vitello is offered this job and takes it, he will quite literally become the first ever sitting college baseball coach to become a Major League Baseball manager, to go from that seat to this seat. It's never been done.
It's wild, but it actually kind of makes sense when you just like look at over the past decade how many resources have been put into specifically SEC baseball. I mean, that SEC baseball is massive. And they're getting to the World Series every year, the College World Series every year. Like, they're putting real money into these things, and they're getting real coaches.
I think the issue that has forever prevented college baseball coaches from going to the major leagues is that the way baseball does everything is just so different than other sports do other things. For instance, in the NFL, they do believe that you can go from a college football field as a player to a NFL field from one season to the next.
Yeah, gotcha.
They you watch Cam Ward play at Miami, and you believe he can play in the NFL next season. In the NBA, we believe we can take Cooper Flagg off of Duke's court and put him on the Mavericks court in the same calendar year. In baseball, we don't do it this way. There's always a Paul Skeens, but largely there's a process to it. You do not go from college to the major leagues. You go from college to where? The minor leagues. You have to get professional experience, professional reps before we put you in the big leagues. This is the way we do things. And clearly they have taken the same approach to managers. There have been former college baseball coaches who have become big league managers, but they always have had to spend time in the minor leagues first. They've always said, you don't, this is different. You got to get in a minor league clubhouse, professional clubhouse. You cannot go from college to Major League Baseball. That's always been the hang-up. We don't take our players straight from college to the major leagues. We're not going to take our managers straight from college to the major leagues. But Vitello is such a special talent. Like, the Giants are like, it feels a little bit like what the Celtics did with Brad Stevens. Like, we're just going to go do this. Nobody probably sees this coming, but we're going to go do this because we think this guy is special. And he, by all accounts, most famously won the national championship at Tennessee a few years ago. But like, I had a buddy whose son is a Division I baseball player, right, and was being recruited by SEC schools, and one of them was Tennessee. And I was just sort of picking his brain one night, like, so who do you like? And the only coach I even remember mentioning was Tony Vitello. He's like, that guy. Like, people really like this guy. His players seem to love him. He carries himself just he's impressive.
Yep.
And so impressive that he's now on the verge, reportedly, of being given an opportunity that no other college baseball coach has ever been given. Barring a surprise or some sort of breakdown in negotiations, the Tennessee baseball coach is expected to be the San Francisco Giants manager at some point this week.
Number 5.
We've hinted at it a few times. Tonight we get a Game 7 in the ALCS. Man. A Monday night Game 7 in Toronto at the Rogers Center. It is the Mariners and the Blue Jays after Toronto won last night, Game 6, to even the series at 3-3. And once again, it was the 22-year-old we talked about last week, I guess it was, or a couple weeks ago, Trey Yesavage.
Yeah.
He showed up again last night and shut down Seattle to get it to a Game 7. And then, I don't know if you were watching, but did the post-game interview on FS1 with Alex Rodriguez and Derek Jeter and David Ortiz. And I just imagine, like, this is such a unique story and something that can only happen in baseball. It must just be surreal for him. He's 22 years old. He started this season in low A ball. He pitched last year for East Carolina against the Memphis Tigers. And last night, after shutting down Seattle in a Game 6 of the ALCS, you're just having a conversation with Derek Jeter and Alex Rodriguez.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That's crazy. And this could not happen anywhere else. Start the season in the minor leagues. Star of Game 6 of the ALCS. Was in the minor leagues 6 weeks ago. Star of Game 6 ALCS. Last night was his 6th career appearance in a Major League Baseball game. Apples to oranges, sure, but think about this for a second. Think about if the Grizzlies were in Game 6 of the Western Conference Finals and somebody who had only previously appeared in 5 NBA games and was 6 weeks ago playing for the Hustle is suddenly inserted into the starting lineup and goes out and scores 35 points and is talking to Shaq and Charles and Kenny afterward.
Mm-hmm.
That is what is happening. That's what that was. Apples to oranges, sure, different sports, I got it. But that's what that was. And it sets up what should be an incredible scene tonight in Toronto. Did you see the viral video featuring Vlad Guerrero?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's perfect. I think Kyra's got it. It's the post-game on-field interview. They're talking about, so you won Game 6, you've got a Game 7. And there's something about the combination of all this is just perfect. There's something about the crowd in the background, the pause that Vlad Jr. has, the smile, the camera person going around him. It's just sort of, the whole thing is just, I don't think they could have planned any of this. It just is something that sort of happened. It was on TV. It got clipped. It has gone viral. It's just a neat scene. Kyra, let's watch it together.
For the second time in franchise history, the Blue Jays are going to play Game 7. Are you ready?
Hey, you ask me if I'm ready. I born ready, and I want it all for this city.
For the second,
I'm fired up. I think I want it for the city too.
Okay, all right, that was cool. I want it for the Mariners.
I think I want it for the Mariners too.
Yeah, I want it for the Mariners.
Seattle,
they hadn't been there before.
Never been to the World Series.
Yeah, I want it for the Mariners.
They got Big Dumper.
They got Big Dumper. Vlad homered last night. Big Dumper didn't, but Vlad did.
Vlad's awesome.
Yeah, shout out.
He's got 6 homers this postseason. But that was an awesome scene. Tonight will be awesome. I think I do want Seattle, but we could have a LA-Toronto World Series. Squabble up.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even consider that. That's kind of fun.
We could have an LA-Toronto World Series.
That's kind of fun.
Squabble up.
I don't like the Blue Jays. You know that. I've told you that. I don't like the Blue Jays.
They're
one of my hated teams. Yeah.
It's an AL East rival of yours.
Toronto's a nice city. I've been there. But yeah, it's AL East rival.
It's your AL East rival.
Yeah. We're not rooting for them.
We're rooting for America tonight.
Yeah, we're rooting for America tonight.
We're rooting for Big Dumper.
And just the Mariners thing's fun. You see all these Mariners fans coming out the woodwork, people that loved them in the '90s with Ken Griffey Jr. It's cool. They were wearing the awesome throwback uniforms last night. It's cool.
Yeah, I just want to sit home tonight and watch an awesome baseball game.
Me too.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah, I hope it's tight. I hope it's a good game.
But I wouldn't mind seeing Seattle get to the World Series.
Me too.
I like stories like that. All right, let's do it. Game 7 tonight. Let's give us a good one.
All right.
Be back.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item. Whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans. Want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
The second annual Hoops for St. Jude Tip-Off Classic is on Monday, October 27th at FedEx Forum. Don't miss Memphis women's basketball as they take on the Vanderbilt Commodores, or the long-awaited return of former Memphis head coach John Calipari when his Arkansas Razorbacks face the University of Memphis Tigers in charity exhibitions to benefit St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Tickets are on sale now at Ticketmaster.com, or you can get them at the FedEx Forum box office.
The countdown to the 2025-2026 Grizzlies season is on, and our 10-game packs are the ticket to your ultimate fan experience. Whether you want to see the big names or just cheer on your team on the weekend, you can save money on a ticket pack that fits you. Choose from 4 different pack varieties or stack multiple packs to make sure you don't miss any marquee matchup or electric atmosphere this season. Visit Grizzlies.com packs to get your ticket pack today.
Show presented by Ortho South. Let's wrap this up with GP's Carryout.
It's time for GP's Carryout. One final segment filled with stuff to take with you. It's not everything you need to know, but it's most of it. What did we miss today?
Congratulations to the University of Memphis women's soccer program. I don't know if you saw the news, Big Bet Bennett, but this weekend they secured yet another American Athletic Conference regular season championship. Third straight regular season title, 16th in program history. They're now
Dynasty.
It's a dynasty. They're now ranked 6th in the country.
I think it's time to go get that trophy. I want that national championship trophy.
Why couldn't we bring College Game Day to Memphis for the women's soccer team?
Yeah.
Let's bring Game Day to Memphis for the women's soccer team.
Yeah.
All right. We're tired of waiting around for the football team to stop screwing up.
Yeah.
Let's put our trust in something that never screws up. Our women's soccer football, our women's soccer program. Never screw up. Every time they're supposed to win, they win. I think that's true.
Do they have what? I don't know if they have an equivalent of Game Day, unfortunately.
Damn it.
Yeah, I don't think they do that.
I wish they did. We need the.
But like, what's Alex Morgan doing?
Can we get Alex Morgan?
Yeah, like a pep talk, fire him up.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
Maybe we can't get Pat McAfee and Nick Saban here, but can we get Alex Morgan just come say hello?
That'd be cool.
Maybe we can't get College Game Day here, but can we get... Try to name more women's soccer players. Who was the super famous one from my childhood?
Trinity Rodman. I think she got hurt.
Trinity.
I think she got hurt, though.
I don't need you to talk to me about Trinity Rodman. I saw Trinity Rodman play in person in France at the Olympics. Mm-hmm. So I don't need you to tell me about her. I saw that with my own eyes.
Gotcha.
I was in France for the Olympics. Saw Trinity Rodman with my own eyes. So I don't need to hear about that. Mm-hmm. Seemed like somebody started with an M.
Well, Julie Ertz retired.
Famous American...
Megan Rapinoe retired.
I know her. Women soccer players. The one I'm thinking of, Mia Hamm.
That's a long time ago.
Well, I'm a long time ago.
We had a lot of big-time players
My
since
childhood
then.
was a long time ago, Bennett.
Yeah.
I said my childhood. I made it clear. Mia Hamm. How old do you think Mia Hamm is right now?
52.
3. That's a pretty good guess.
How about that?
Where do you think Mia Hamm...
I think she was on Wheaties. I think she was on a box of Wheaties.
She should have been.
Yeah.
Where do you think Mia Hamm was born?
Ohio.
Selma, Alabama.
Okay.
What do you think of that? Here's the what's the other one? Brandy Chastain. Is that a real person?
Yes.
She's the one who took her shirt off.
Yes.
Remember how big of a deal that was?
I do remember that was kind of a thing. Yes.
Now I've seen every woman in the world in a sports bra. Mm-hmm. There is no woman in the world I haven't seen in a sports bra.
But they made a thing out of that.
But they made a big thing out of that.
Yeah, yeah.
Poor Brandy Chastain. They were like, oh, look at her. She's in a sports bra.
Mm-hmm.
I see Kylie Jenner in a sports bra every single day.
Right.
There is not a day that passes that I don't see Kylie Jenner in a sports bra somewhere. And they made Brandy Chastain, they made her out like she was the devil.
Mm-hmm. Sure did.
Can we get her
Did
to
her
Memphis?
wrong.
Can we get Brandy Chastain and her sports bra to Memphis to celebrate these women's soccer players? Congratulations, for real. They never lose.
It's awesome.
They are awesome. They
Let's
are
get
awesome.
that trophy.
Let's go. Let's win the whole thing.
Yep.
I'm ready to
Let's win
the
it
whole.
all.
I'm ready to win the whole thing.
What's today's biggest game?
Okay, it's clearly Game 7 ALCS, but we've discussed that. So let's
Okay.
go Monday Night Football. We got a doubleheader.
All right.
I want you to talk about the 6 o'clock kick on ABC. It's the Bucks and the Lions, live from Ford Field in Detroit, Michigan. Grandpa Eminem might be in attendance. Detroit -6.5. Total is 52.5. How you going to act? Eminem, by the way, has confirmed a relationship with his personal stylist.
Okay, you got MVP.
Which led to the internet asking, how has Eminem had a personal stylist? He wears black pants, black hoodies, and a black hat every day for like 10 years.
It's a good point. You've got MVP candidate Baker Mayfield. Big conference game here. I'm gonna go Buccaneers, but I don't feel great about it.
Well, I would like for you to feel great about it.
I wish it was 7.5.
So do I.
If it was 7.5, we would slam Buccaneers.
I wish it was 7.
I'm just gonna go Buccaneers anyways
All right.
because I like the story.
Yeah.
I
You like Baker.
Well, we're going to put up some points tonight.
That ain't no problem.
We got to put up some points tonight.
That ain't no problem.
Okay.
Baker Mayfield, 12 touchdowns, 1 interception this season.
Dude, he's been amazing.
He's amazing.
And all his receivers got hurt. Like, he's getting Mike Evans back tonight, and maybe Agbuka too. So
That's why earlier when you were like, is Jackson Dart better than Cam Ward? We don't know. Like, you don't know anything about these quarterbacks for like 4 years.
it's true.
Like look at Daniel Jones.
That's right. The Colts are amazing.
Yeah, you don't like.
It's all situational.
It's all situational.
It's all situational, man.
When's the strategy going to become, let's not draft a quarterback in the top 10. Let's let other people do it. And when they try to play them because they draft them in the top 10 and they suck because they shouldn't be playing because they're not ready to play, then they'll get tired of them and release them. And then we'll go get them.
Yeah.
And then we'll have a Daniel Jones or a Baker Mayfield. When's that the strategy?
It's a good question.
It is a good question. It is a good. Bennett said take the Bucks.
Yeah, we'll go Buccaneers.
Plus
I love
6.5.
Okay.
All right.
What are we watching on TV?
Did you finish Task?
I'm almost caught up. I'm doing pretty good, and I like it. It's been really good.
Season finale was last night.
I'm like actually 2 episodes off. So.
I won't ruin it for you, but I do think.
Yeah, be careful because no one watched that.
Yeah.
Sunday Night Football, baseball. Yeah,
You got it. I watched it after everything was over.
Okay.
I think episode 5 and episode 7 were maybe the 2 best episodes, and I thought they nailed it. I thought it. There are some plot things along the way where I was like, that's not how that would have happened, or that's not what would have happened there. There's some like little things that I was like, I don't know.
Gotcha.
But broadly speaking, I thought it was really good.
Good stuff. Okay.
Really good. Some are calling it the show of the year.
I'll be the judge of that.
Task finale. This is from The Independent. HBO drama declared, quote, best show of the year. I don't know if that's true, but it was really good. Really well done. Mark Ruffalo is going to win awards. The show will win awards. Task, season 1, assuming it's a limited series.
Yeah, they do this now.
They could do a season 2 if they wanted to.
I mean, because remember, White Lotus was a limited series until they were like, we're bringing it back.
They could. There's an easy way to pick this up if you wanted to pick it up. There's an easy way to pick it up.
Okay.
I won't say any more than that.
Okay.
But it's just, I thought it was really well done. Really well done. And I thought they landed it pretty. Last night as I was watching, here's what I was thinking the whole time. This is good. This is going the way it should go. This is a good season finale. And then I thought they landed it well. Task, 7 episodes, concluded last night. You can watch them all right now on the HBO Max app.
What's the best thing we've read?
I don't know if it's the best, but I did a Big 12 preview over at CBSSports.com where Houston is projected to win a 3rd straight Big 12 regular season title. Houston left the AAC, went to the Big 12, won it. Next year, won it. And now they are projected to win it again. Top 2 picks in the 2026 NBA draft. Likely. Also call the Big 12 home. AJ DeBansa at BYU. Darren Peterson at Kansas. You can read that. It's on the college basketball page right now, CBSSports.com.
What's on tap for tomorrow?
Well, tomorrow is Tuesday. Guess who's coming to hang out with us tomorrow?
Who's coming to hang out?
I don't even think I've told you this.
No, you have not.
Guess who's coming? I probably should have told you this.
Who's coming to hang out?
Can I interest you in a Nathaniel Root?
No way.
Root is...
What a throwback.
Nathaniel Root's coming in studio with us tomorrow for a couple of different reasons. A, obviously, he is one of the players from the John Calipari era.
Yep.
And, of course, that will be celebrated next Monday night inside FedEx Forum. So, obviously, want to get Root's thoughts on that. But also, he's got a book coming out.
Okay.
Nathaniel Root is the author of a book about his time as a walk-on basketball player and other things at the University of Memphis. So
right on, man.
I've been texting back and forth with him, communicating with him, and we picked out a date to come in studio, and that date is tomorrow. Nathaniel Root, former University of Memphis basketball player, in studio tomorrow. Also, NBA season gets underway.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We got a doubleheader, don't we?
We got a doubleheader tomorrow night. KD back in Oklahoma City. Did you see them? Ask Kevin. It was in Houston media, but they were like, so you're going back to Oklahoma City? You obviously spent time there, went to the finals, won an MVP. Is there anybody, people, when you go back there, whether it's, people working the organization or just folks in the arena, ushers, anybody back in Oklahoma City, every time you're back, you just sort of man, you look forward to seeing them? Kevin said,
Damn. Okay.
I just
Fair enough.
I he's sort of gotten to the point where he doesn't care.
No, he doesn't care.
He's not here to cater to you.
Yep.
And give you everything. He's just gonna tell you what he thinks.
Yeah.
Nah, man, I'm just going to play basketball.
Okay. He did sign the big contract extension this weekend, so maybe he said he wanted to retire Rocket. Maybe that's how it's gonna go.
We'll see.
Yep.
We'll see. So big day tomorrow. If I could do it right now, I'd do it right now, but I can't. We got to wait 22 hours.
Okay.
So enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to enjoy mine, and we will meet back here tomorrow at 10. Till then, be careful, be kind, be good. Rep your hood.